Well, that was a remix. If it didn't come out weird on your end.
Yeah, we're having some issues, so hopefully that sounded all right for you guys. Otherwise, I'll try and maybe edit it in.
That's fine, because if this episode is a remix episode, then that'll be it. That's fine. But it's a new episode of Heroes World Sidekick Show, joined by Rob, me, John.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. My Nick Nurse impression. I'm all
I like it.
Yeah. It's cold out there, Joey. We're recording this on Thanksgiving Monday, and it's freezing.
It is. So hold on a second. Is it time for the Christmas tree already, or are we letting Halloween pass? What's your plans, guys? Or what are your wives' plans?
Oh.
I think Halloween's canceled. I think it's canceled. I think it's done. You're not going door to door.
Yeah, why not?
You know those things that shoot out t-shirts?
Yeah, the cannon.
And we shoot it to the kids. That's the plan.
As long as there's hot dogs in there, I'm all for it. No, man, Halloween's not canceled. Listen, I take the dog for a walk every night, and there are lots of houses that I've decorated with some spooky ass shit. So yeah.
Well, the spirit is there, so that's good. But we have to be safe. So I think if it was my opinion, I don't really want kids to go around door to door with masks and gloves and all that kind of shenanigans just to get like a 50-cent candy, you know? So
times 1,000. Also, they wear masks and gloves in school, so there really isn't that big of a difference.
No,
give them the candy, let them go, let them have fun.
That's it.
It'll be all John, on super sale.
That's an interesting screen you have there.
Yeah. I've disabled the green screen just because we're having a couple lag issues here. So
no, put it back on actually, because your stream is much better now, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is kind of like a little bit of behind the scenes with the sidekicks.
Wow.
But we've got some interesting news. We also have a really, really cool show coming up on Wednesday that we'll talk about. But let's get to it. John, what's new in the shelves on Wednesday?
All right, cool. So we've got a bunch of new stuff. First thing I'll talk about is the missing DC comics skid has been located. So those of you not in the know, there was a skid of comics that was missing from a couple weeks ago. It has been located, and it should be, I don't know if all stores were affected, but we were one of the stores affected. So there's a couple titles that are going to drop from that, and that is the Dark Knight's Death Metal Speed Metal #1, a Batgirl 49, Action Comics 1025, Batman Beyond 47, the variant cover. So we got the regular cover, Batman and Superman #12, the variant cover, Flash 762, Justice League Dark, and Books of Magic 23, I think. So there's a bunch of books that we're just missing, so they should all be here this week. So it's gonna be an extra big week for DC fans. And then let me drop
I hope
my
your shelves are okay for that.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. It's been crazy. People are like, "Where are these books?" We're like, "Oh, they're coming." So let's go on to look at that. There's Rob here. All right, sorry. So first off, I'm just gonna try and do them in alphabetical order this week. So again, this is the hits. So this is not everything that's coming out. So this is the new Amazing Spider-Man #50. If you recall, we had #49 last week, which was also Legacy issue 850. So this is Legacy issue 851 because comics are very fun to keep track of. Yeah, this is a wicked cover, so I can't wait to see what's on the interior of this one. We also have the Doomsday Clock complete collection. So previously it was available in a double hardcover format. So now this is everything in one. And people have been raving about this. I actually haven't got a chance to read it because of all the late issues and the delays and things like that. So I'm looking forward to being able to read it all in one chunk. I think, Rob, you've read it, right?
Yeah, I was collecting it over the 10-year span that was being released, over 12 issues. So I am very much looking forward to getting the collected edition because, in all honesty and joking aside, when the first couple issues come out, you're like, great. And then it went bi-monthly, and then it went like 4 times a year. And you start to forget. Yeah. Right? You forget what was happening. So yeah, totally, I'm super excited to check out this collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like a throwback cover to the original Watchmen graphic novel with the button and the blood on it. And then we also have the Dark Knight's Death Metal #4, which has a button on the cover as well. So interested to see what's going on there. From Marvel, we have Immortal Hulk 37, one of probably their most popular books. The Al Ewing.
Look at that cover, man. Like you can see, look at that. You can see Hulk and Banner, like old school Hulk and Banner in like the reflection.
In the reflections, yeah.
That's amazing.
Pretty intricate cover. So and almost all the covers I think are done like this lately.
Yeah.
We also are finally getting a restock of Something is Killing the Children Volume 1 trade paperback from Boom Studios. So a lot of people have been asking about this one, and we're finally getting it back in stock.
Amazing.
Stillwater #1 is getting its second print. So this is going to be the second print we're getting in. A very popular book came out a couple weeks ago. Chip Zdarsky. I always mess it up.
Every week, man.
Every week. Yeah. So, and this is a really cool book. The whole concept is this guy stumbles into a town where you can't die. So everyone in that town is immortal. And it's slated as an ongoing series. So we'll see what kind of that leads into. Only issue 1 out so far. So there's still a lot of mystery out there. Superman 26 is dropping. New series on the DC Black Label, 12-issue maxi series. Rorschach #1 comes out. Rorschach?
No, not Rorschach.
This too. Rorschach, right?
Every week.
Rorschach?
No,
Rorschach.
No, that sounds like a hip hop artist from like the 90s.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's why I feel like that. But Tom King, who I love because his name is nice and simple, is writing this book, and it's going to take place 35 years after the giant squid was dropped on New York City. So we'll see where they go with that.
So what's the name of the book again?
Is Rorschach. Rorschach?
No.
No. Man. Rorschach.
You're putting
now I'm under pressure. Now I'm not.
Oh my god.
Rochambeau. Right. I did have a 3 Jokers cover here, but there was supposed to be 3 Jokers second printing. I don't know why it's not coming up here. But so if you missed out on the first print, or you want to collect every single cover, this new printing has a picture of Joker's face, and he's holding like a mini shark fish. So it might come up later in my slideshow. I don't know where it went. It just disappeared for some reason. So this picture here is the new Warhammer 40,000 book featuring Martinez Kalgar. Is one of the big characters of the whole 40K universe. And then jumping on to, so we've got another 3 books in this 10 of Swords crossover coming out, which is Cable, Hellions #5, and New Mutants #13. And then if that wasn't enough, they've added a 4th book, which is your 10 of Swords handbook. So this is maybe for you hardcore collectors and want to know everything about everybody and read all the extra stuff. So, but if you want to read the main story, you're going to have to get those 3 books: Cable 5, Hellions 5, and New Mutants #13. And then the last thing I'm just going to
little checklist that you put out there.
Yeah, 22 parts. So it is an endeavor, but X-Men has been kind of missing in action for a long time. So hopefully you X fans are liking this. And then the other thing that will come out is this Art of X-Men the animated series hardcover, which looks pretty cool. You got some pictures of the interior there. But those are the main things that we're getting this week. And yeah, that's it.
Very nice. What about toys? You got anything new on those shelves?
We are getting a carbonized Stormtrooper. I think he's like a shiny silver dude, which looks pretty cool. I didn't have a chance to pull a picture of him. Cool. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll get some other goodies that maybe I didn't see on the invoice or didn't notice, but I would love to get some more new toys. Yes.
We will definitely look forward to that. And the second part of this is Rob, the very serious Rob Gaudet, looking at his screen right now.
Yeah, sorry, because there was just I got sent this like quasi breaking news that Disney is saying its primary focus for entertainment is now going to be streaming. So yeah, I mean, we're recording this on Monday, and for everybody who are not in Canada, we had a holiday up here in Canada, so there was no real news that we were paying attention to because we were all in turkey comas for Thanksgiving. But yeah, apparently
Krispy Kreme comas, I should say.
What's that?
Krispy Kreme comas.
Right. For some of us, it was a Krispy Kreme coma. But apparently Disney is restructuring its media and entertainment to focus more on streaming. What does that mean for these movies that haven't been released yet? I don't know. I know that Soul is coming to Disney Plus on December 25th, bypassing theaters completely. That was a Disney Pixar movie. So yeah. I'm sorry. It was just got sent to us. So I was just taking a quick look at that because that's pretty big news, or at least it has the potential to be. Okay, speaking about big news, and maybe this is somewhat tied into it because Marvel, maybe they're going to be shifting to streaming as opposed to theaters. DC movies, like, we can't go a week without talking about movies being delayed. So DC movies have been delayed yet again. So I've got a list here. Now the Batman. So this is all started is that Dune was supposed to be coming out this coming December 12th or 18th, and it was moved to October the 1st of 2021. And I remember I sent a message and I was like, wait a minute, guys, like, isn't that the Batman date? Sure enough, sure enough, the Batman is now moving off that date of October 2021 to March 4th of 2022. The Flash is moving from June 3rd, 2022 to November the 4th, 2022. So just 5 months there.
Yeah, not bad.
Shazam 2 is moving from November 4th to June 2nd of 2023. So that's a good 9 months, 8 months difference. So that's pretty big. And Black Adam, starring The Rock and Noah Centineo and others, has now just been, it's now undated. That was supposed to start filming at the end of this year. So now it's going as undated. That personally concerns me a little bit because I'm always like, I like to think I'm an optimistic, glass half full type of guy, but I'm also, I think, a realist, and I have me a little bit
Charlie Brown pick.
Yeah, that has me a little concerned.
Eddie Brock of you.
That's right.
I don't know what to say.
It has me a little concerned as to what's going to happen with that movie. I'll be very honest with you. And I don't want to be like that guy, but let's face it, The Rock, nobody's getting younger in this game. So that's a little bit concerning. So that's DC movies. Speaking of things being shifted or outright canceled, Magic Order, which was part of the Millar world, Millar's Millar world. Yeah, I like to say Millar world, but Millar world has been canceled completely at Netflix. It is done. It was supposed to be, I believe, a series. It's not. So interesting. I actually was right before the show started. I was doing some research. And Millar had went on Twitter to give a bit of an update as to what's going on. I'm just going to read you a portion of his tweet.
Yeah.
And because people are freaking out. People are like saying, what's going on? Because let's face it. Like,
it was casted, didn't it? Didn't it have a cast already? Or some people associated with it?
So it was 2017 when Netflix bought Millar Productions, right? And his catalog of books and whatnot. And there's been nothing. Nothing has been produced except for Jupiter's Legacy. That's already been filmed. It's been in the can for, I don't know, a number of months, but it's not coming out until sometime next year, next spring or summer. So, but Mark went on Twitter just today and he said, quote, "No shows or movies are created at Netflix after our 2017 sale is based on a comic." I'm kind of confused. "I create in-house with group of designers, and some of these later become comics. Magic Order, Sharky, Space Bandits, and Prodigy were all created this way. The franchises sold in the 2017 company sale were all based on creator-owned comics like Reborn," which you can see right here. Reborn here, number one. Jupiter's Legacy, Huck, etc. But it's the other way around now. I'm creating these in-house as shows and movies. So to be very honest with you, I'm reading it and hoping that maybe you two could give me some indication as what the hell he's talking about. Neither one of you seem to understand either. So it makes us a trifecta of confusion. I don't really know what's going on with Netflix and Millar world, but I don't know. Maybe it's Jupiter's Legacy is that's it. Maybe that's all we're going to get. So who knows? Shifting from the crappy to the positive. Maybe. What's that?
Sorry, John?
Could be like a time issue, like how long everything's going to be delayed and they're not going to get to it. So they've released it so he can maybe potentially pursue animated or something like that. Who knows?
I have no idea.
Animated Magic Order would be sick though.
Well, I'm really glad you guys brought up animated because guess what is being animated and coming out in 2021?
Go ahead.
Boom! Invincible from
oh my god. I know, insane. Absolutely insane.
From Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame, although he's done many things aside from that. Corey Walker and Ryan Otley, who is the artist on Spider-Man that John mentioned earlier, and actually, as a side note, is leaving Spider-Man. But I was very excited with this thing. Was supposed to be coming out sometime this year, and for whatever reason, like all things in 2020, it's been delayed till September 2021. Although I'm not really sure why, but they released the trailer this past weekend at New York Comic-Con, which is obviously all done virtually. If anybody hasn't read Invincible, first of all, you should. This is you can get them in. This is the compendium. There's 3 volumes.
The super edition. Yeah,
this is like massive. Like this is, anyways, if you take this story of Spider-Man and you know what? Even better. I was going to say, because Spider-Man is a kid learning his powers. How about this? Jonathan Kent, right?
Yes,
Superman's son.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, you take Jonathan Kent, and he's a teenager learning he has powers and learning that his dad is Superman. But this is there's something not right with this family. So I don't want to give too much away because it's an amazing book, but I definitely recommend people going out and taking a look at that. If not, take a look at that trailer. Holy crap! I mean, it didn't really show us a lot, but it got me excited. Like I took a break after volume 1. I got volume 2, and now I want to dig back into it. So I'm very excited about that. Also excited for some more. We're getting like a plethora of Spider-Man 3 news. We don't know the title yet, but we know that certain mystical master will be appearing. Doctor Strange
going to be in it.
Yes,
this guy.
Yeah, he's doing.
I don't think he did exactly that.
He's doing Ross and Rachel
the friends reference there. I don't think he pulled that.
I wonder what the Eye of Agamotto thinks of this.
But Doctor Strange will be making an appearance in Spider-Man 3. I will say I have seen people online not overly happy about this. I think they feel it's a bit. Well, I think they feel it's a bit too much that's going on because I think listen, you've got the confirmed. You have Strange going to be in it. You know that Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be in it. You know you have this hanging thread of Spider-Man being found out or called out by J. Jonah Jameson right at the end, and that of Far From Home. And now I think a lot of people are assuming that they are Marvel and Sony are going to the live action Spider-Verse, and that's causing people to go a little bit kind of bananas. That it's just too much. I don't know if that's the way they're going. We have talked about it and speculated that that'd be a lot of fun. Listen, in Disney I trust. I think that the Doctor Strange cameo.
Oh my God, that's the new thing on 2020 now.
There you go. I think the Doctor Strange cameo will probably be akin to what it was in Thor Ragnarok. Right, 7 minutes, and that's about it.
Yeah.
In and out like prom night. Okay, and
Wait,
lastly,
so hold on a second. The thing that I'm kind of hearing and reading a lot about him going into this is the possibility of maybe Sinister Six, and I think that would be really, really cool. So I don't know if you've heard of anything like that, but
well, yeah, I have. Listen, I mean, we saw the Vulture, right, and we also saw the Scorpion. Right, he was the guy that had the tattoo on his neck, right? Yeah. And then we also saw Shocker was there, right, in the first movie. Yep. I mean, so you are starting. I mean, I know that Shocker's not part of the incident, but they are starting to build potentially that world, right? I would love to see it, but could you imagine though, 2022, you have Flash and Spider-Man movie both with Michael Keaton in it?
Yep. Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
Who
would have thought?
And lastly, thinking about awesome things to talk about, HBO Max has unveiled a Green Lantern series, and this has got me like super excited. I know John's super excited.
That's why his screen is green.
That's right. That's why his shirt is green. Yeah. Anything else is green is because he hasn't washed it. We've got Jessica Cruz will be in it. Simon Baz will be in it. You have obviously Sinestro is in it. You've got what's his face? The Guy Gardner. Thank you. Yeah. And then you have Alan Scott, the original like Golden Age Green Lantern, whose powers are not the same as the other four that you're currently seeing on the screen. Yeah. So very interesting to see how they're going
to wood.
What's that?
Weakness to wood.
Right.
Oh God, there's like that's what he said kind of joke in my head right now. Get out, go ahead.
And you know, a number of years ago, what is it, about 8 years ago, DC retconned Alan Scott to being like a very openly gay character. So I don't know if that's going to play into this new series. I have no idea what they're going to do, how they're going to introduce him. A lot of people are wondering why you don't have Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, or Kyle Rayner. I'm going to tell you right now, put all the money and the chips on the fact that that's going to be that Green Lantern Corps movie they announced about 3 years ago that's in development. So I imagine that's why those three are absent from this series. No idea about a start of production date. No idea as to when it will be dropping. I think it's in the next 2 years, maybe 2022. Everything's up to, who knows? Let's just call it 2023. because we don't know.
But you know what, Rob? I'm pretty okay with that. Like the fact that the big three, kind of, we'll call them the big three.
Yeah,
it's not going to be there because I think that there's two parts of a fan in me where when something gets too mainstream in comics and then everybody rides on it, everybody knows too much about it, I'm kind of like, I'm out. I don't want to talk about it anymore, kind of thing. However, I get really, really excited when I start seeing names like Jessica Cruz, you know what I mean? And kind of Guy Gardner, you know, kind of out there in HBO and in the mainstream media. But at the same time, I'm also kind of like, no, but me and my friends get to know about it. You don't get to know about it. But I think people should know a little bit more about the Green Lanterns, and they should know about the people who are not Hal and Kyle.
I completely agree with you. And I think that, you know, it's being done by Greg Berlanti and Mark Guggenheim, who Berlanti versus every CW show. Guggenheim oversaw like Arrow, The Flash, all that stuff. So I'm really happy with the selection. It's live action. It's not going to be animated. I do wonder if it will be a little bit earthbound. I mean, you've got 4 out of the 5 characters that John just showed on the screen are all Earthlings. And also Jessica Cruz, if they stay close to the comics, is somebody who deals with a lot of self-esteem issues and a phobia about being outside and in crowds. I think is it agoraphobia? Is that what the people who are afraid of leaving their house, I believe, right? So I wonder if they're gonna hit on that. It'd be very interesting. So I think it might be Earthbound, some space adventures for sure. I think Kilowog will make an appearance based on what I think Berlanti and Guggenheim had said. But this is not like rumors. This is an official press release went out by HBO and Warner. So this thing is happening. I have to say, I feel like DC and Warner are really stepping up in their projects and what they're putting out there. So I'm pretty excited for this. So we started off with DC shifting stuff, and we ended with DC adding some new stuff on HBO Max. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be seeing it on Crave up in Canada or wherever you're watching this. Hopefully, you'll have access to those shows in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not going to be like Doomsday Clock, where we have to again wait like X amount of time until the next thing comes out. Because Rob, as you were saying that, I totally remember like talking in a podcast about how like I'm going to be in my mid-30s when the 12th issue comes out.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm 35. So
there we go. You know what it is, and the reason why I always say this, and I always say hopefully we see it up in Crave, is because for those who aren't familiar, Crave is owned by Bell Media in Canada. They made a deal with HBO. They hold and broadcast a lot of HBO content, but not everything that is broadcast on HBO Max makes it up north of the border. Case in point, and I'm just going to go on a quick tangent here. The West Wing, one of the best TV shows of all time, released a trailer for a reunion one of the best shows of all time, released a trailer for a reunion. It's almost like a play that they're doing. And it was actually co-produced with Michelle Obama for the Go Out and Vote campaign. And it doesn't look like we're getting it. So if you're a West Wing fan, definitely go online and hunt that trailer down. But so far, Crave says that they have no intention of bringing it up here. And I'm really hoping they change their mind. So that I bring that up as the example, as I'm hopefully these properties will make their way up north of the border to the only way that we can watch HBO content, which is Crave. So Belle, looking at you guys, come on.
Like this.
Like this.
Gotcha.
Or some type of VPN service. Contact us and we'll start.
Yeah, why not?
I do not support that, Belle. If you would like to sponsor this channel, Belle, and the show, by all means, go right ahead.
So now, the big show on Wednesday. I was in it a little bit. I stepped in and out. But what did we talk about, John? What was happening? What we were filming? What are we going to talk about on Wednesday?
We hit a lot of subjects. It was basically our Thanksgiving special. So what we did is we brought in a lot of previous guests and previous collaborators, and also a bunch of longtime fans and customers of the shop to tell us what they were thankful for in 2020. Basically, and then we did get on to some wild tangents towards the end. If you like Umbrella Academy season 2, I forgot what else we hit, Rob. I think there was a loosely created cop show that was pitched featuring all of us. Yeah, you missed out on that one, but we'll get you in there.
You know, I was thinking about it after we filmed and finished filming, and I was like, it was almost it was like a Thanksgiving table. There was a whole bunch of us gathered around everybody who talked about what they were thankful for, and then just started having these conversations about, you know, like you said, Umbrella Academy 2. We talked about The Boys season 2. We talked about a whole bunch of other things, but what we even talked about the Xbox. I think we threw the Xbox in there as well. Like, so it was like a whole, it was a cornucopia, a Thanksgiving cornucopia of conversations and topics. So
very nice. No, you know what? I think that was really cool. And now that you said that, I kind of feel like the prodigal sister of Heroes World, where I drop in and I'm like, well, you know, guys, I gotta go.
She was too busy for our Thanksgiving dinner. She was like, I'll call in for a second on her nice balcony with the wind blowing in her hair. She had the nice wind effect in the hair. And then she was like,
right, no, because I was outside when I was doing that. But it was really, really nice to see everybody in that show. Just to name a few, Timbo Slice was in there.
Yeah.
And I saw Lewis Law, who I've never been in a podcast with. So kind of nice meeting you. It was very virtual kind of meeting, but it was really, really nice to see.
I kind of nutted Lewis, so I gotta say, I don't know if he was like upset with me, but I was like, he was going on about something. I said, dude, you enjoy Lower Decks. Your opinion doesn't matter.
Lower Decks finale, totally very appreciated.
So I don't know, Lewis. You know, it's all good.
Still buds. Not everybody in the family gets along, but for the most part, we all get along. Come on now, of course. But yeah, tune in on the Wednesday show. It's going to be on YouTube. We're going to upload it, right, John? And now you know what's going to be new in shelves on Wednesday as well. You know a little bit of news, so we're going to go sign out now. Rob, where can we follow you online?
Yes, thank you for not following me in real life, because that would be awkward. But you can follow me online at Rob Gadet, which you can see if you're on YouTube. You can take a look right in the bottom. And it's on Twitter and on Instagram. You can follow me there.
Yeah, John, let us know every single thing we need to know about Heroes World Online, as well as your tags.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But before I get into that, there is a new call to arms for Halloween. We're dropping the Joker thing. Every brony is going to head over to Rob's place. And he said he was going to take them all on his own. So I'll send you guys the address. Just message me. But yeah, you can find Heroes World Online on the Facebook, my mind just went blank for a second. The website, Instagram, it's all Heroes World Online. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I'm doing this forever.
All I'm thinking about is, please don't dress as a Joker and come to my place for Halloween.
Yeah, I don't need no Jokers showing up. And then if you're listening to this on the audio, you can go into any of your podcast services and just type in Heroes World Podcast, and we should come up.
Yeah,
that's great. There you go. And of course, with me, you could follow me online on Instagram at the Captain Canary. And I put my little link tree there as per Big Bro John was like, hey guys, put it on my link tree. I'm like, what the hell's a link tree? But yeah, my link tree is Joey P. So JOWYP. And you can find that on my bio at the Captain Canary on Instagram. And you can also check out my own show at YouTube. It's Heroes Manufactured. And I host the Comics Vault show. And I also a special guest on all the other ones like Movie Minutes as well as Game Changer. So please check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Give us a like, give us a subscribe over at Heroes Manufactured. So we're here signing out. Rob, John, have a good Wednesday, guys.
Bye, Joey. Enjoy the rest of your day.